Channel 2 is the station on your side, so when the state legislature expanded a program meant to crack down on speeding drivers in construction zones, we wondered how effective that program has been and where the most tickets were handed out back in 2025. In this 2 on Your Side original, reporter Rob Hackford obtained those details and discovered what the vast majority of them were given out in a single spot. So naturally, we had some questions.
For drivers traveling through New York work zones, seeing a speed camera is becoming increasingly common. And starting this year will be even more common as the program expands to all state roads on top of highways like the 190, 290, or New York 17. Ryan Whalen is the Region 5 Public Information Officer for the New York State DOT.
This expansion opens it up for us to be able to use the cameras on non-controlled access highways as well. We describe them sort of as highways with driveways.
Places like Niagara Falls Boulevard, your Route 20s or transit, that prior to the passage of this year's state budget, work zone speed enforcement cameras were not allowed. State Senator George Borrello.
This is a pretty extensive operation.
In 2025, 6,768 violations, which are equivalent to a parking ticket, were given out across the Western New York region. There were 408 on the 290 in Amherst and Tonawanda, 603 on the 33 in Buffalo. And this is where the most violations were handed out. Of all the places in Western New York where these cameras were positioned, just over 5,000 of them were given out at the Bemis Point Bridge in North Harmony. That's 75%.
Given all of the areas that these cameras could be deployed, to have that many tickets, that concentration?
Well, there's a couple key points to consider here. That's the largest project in our region significantly, and it's one that's been ongoing for a while now. And so where we often will have work zones that are just days, maybe a couple of weeks in general for projects, this work zone has basically been going on for the entire year.
If you were to be able to analyze the tickets, I suspect that a significant percentage of them are out-of-state drivers.
Whalen says another factor could be the significant drop in speed leading into the zone. It goes from 65 to 40 miles per hour, given a short merge and the narrow lanes across the bridge. Drivers will tell you firsthand.
I've known 2 truck drivers that got it because I worked with them, and yeah, they got yelled at. Slow it down.
I'm not astounded by the amount of tickets that you get through going through there, because I have tried to get on the bridge and there was a motorcycle clearly going more than 40. I'm not against the cameras at all. My husband has received a ticket, but they clearly mark that when you're going through this zone, go the speed limit. I mean, workers' lives are at risk.
We can't do enough, in my opinion, to keep our workers safe. There's been far too many tragedies.
Senator Borrello recalls 2 deadly crashes on the 90 in May and November of 2024 that took the lives of 2 thruway workers, one of whom was struck by a vehicle while setting up a work zone. Still, not everyone is on board.
You know, we see money grab on the social media comments, we hear people say it, and honestly, it's a little disheartening to me to hear, because really for us, it is all about safety. If nobody was speeding through work zones and there were no notices of liability issued, that would be great for us.
Whalen adds that the funds raised through the speed enforcement program are restricted and can only be used for work zone safety programs. Senator Borrello says that with the program expanding, ensuring proper signage and warnings are posted for drivers will be crucial, especially in new locations.
We need to be very deliberate about this and making sure people understand that they indeed are in an active work zone.
As for old locations,
well, I can't say you will see the cameras less on the Chautauqua Lake Bridge, because it has been an effective tool for us in getting people to slow down and ensuring the safety of our employees. We will be able to move them around to more places.
Vehicle owners who feel they wrongly received a violation can challenge it. The fine is $50 the first time, $75 for the second within 100 days, and $100 after that. On your side in Bemis Point, Rob Hackford, Channel 2 News.
Interesting, Rob. Thank you.